Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhar Śrī Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we'll glorify Bhīṣmadeva with the prayers that he has offered to Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 9th chapter. So we'll try to cover 2 verses today. Yudhi turaga-rajo-vidhūmra-viṣvak kaca-lulita-śramavāry-alaṅkṛtāsye mama niśita-śarair vibhidyamāna tvaci vilasat-kavace tu Kṛṣṇa ātmā. So Bhīṣmadeva, he's lying on a very nice bed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which no one would like to lie on. Bed of arrows. And his pillow was also made up of 3 arrows. Because when he was lying on the bed of arrows, so at that time, his neck was hanging. So Arjuna, understanding the mood of Bhīṣmadeva, he shot 3 arrows. 3 arrows went into his forehead and was there behind as the pillow. So the bed is made up of arrows, pillow is made up of arrows. And Bhīṣmadeva was lying on that. And Kṛṣṇa came. And when Kṛṣṇa appeared there in front of him, he started offering various prayers to the Lord. The first 2 verses, he's glorifying the Lord in various ways. And he's talking about that how this personality is desired by everyone. He is the most beautiful personality. And here is so wonderful to see that how, when it comes to Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, the clothes that he is wearing is glorified by Bhīṣmadeva. When it comes to devotees, all the time, they just focus on the form of the Lord. Doesn't matter which rasa the devotee is in. Dasya ras, Sakhya ras, Vatsalya ras, Madhurya ras, it doesn't matter. All the time they're focused. And here, Bhīṣmadeva is looking at Kṛṣṇa. When he's looking at Kṛṣṇa? On the battlefield. Now see, battlefield is not a place of meditation, by the way. So much of hustle and bustle everywhere. And it's in the sun, in the open ground. And Kṛṣṇa's yellow dhoti is glittering. And Bhīṣmadeva is focusing on the yellow dhoti. He's focusing on his beautiful face. And after that, his meditation increases. And he's looking at some more details of the face. So now the meditation of Bhīṣmadeva is pretty intense. And look at this. Yudhi turaga-rajo. Yudhi is on the battlefield. The description is about the battlefield. Turaga-rajo. Turaga means horse. And raja means dust. So now when the horses are running around, it's not a peaceful play that is going on. Oh, I'll sit on the horse, go around slowly, have a ride. It's a full fight that is going on. Both the sides we have horses and the chariots. So just imagine the entire scene where people are fighting with each other. The rathis, the maharathis, ardharathis, they're all fighting with each other. And when this fight is going on, the chariots are moving around and there's so much of raja, so much of dust. And that dust is settling where? Here comes the description. Yudhi turaga-rajo-vidhūmra. You all can see the verse. Vidhūmra-viṣvak kaca-lulita. So vidhūmra, that's turned into ashes. What is turned into ashes? The waving hair which is scattered all around the Lord's face. Now see, when that entire battle is going on and the chariot is taken here and there, the horses are taken here and there, will be so much of wind that will be there. So much of happening. And in that happenings, what is happening? Our Lord's hair is getting scattered here and there. And all the dust that is there around is settling on the Lord's hair. And that is looking very beautiful for Bhīṣmadeva. Now see, this is Bhīṣmadeva's meditation. When he's looking at the dust that is there on the beautiful hair of Kṛṣṇa. Now obviously Kṛṣṇa is looking here and there and the actions are going to be very quick. So hair is also moving like that. And these hair are curly hair. And all the dust around is getting settled on the hair. And Bhīṣmadeva is looking at this beautiful form of the Lord. Now Bhīṣmadeva is in Dasya Bhav. Let's talk about devotees, in some higher rasas also. When it comes to the gopis in Vrindavan, so they would also have this meditation, an intense meditation. And they very beautifully sing in Gopi Gita. In Kartik month, Gopi Gita is sung at various places. Very, very auspicious. One of the verse goes like this. Dina parikshaye nīlakuntale vanaruhananam bhibrādavratam ghanarajasvalam darshayan muhur manasina smaram virayachasi. So in battlefield of Kurukshetra, the dust coming out is from the hoofs of horses. But now what gopis are talking about is, oh Lord, Dina parikshaye, at the end of the day, Dina parikshaye, nīlakuntalair vanaruhananam bhibrādavratam. So when you come from the forest, all the gopis are waiting to take darshan of Kṛṣṇa. That lalasa to take darshan of Kṛṣṇa, someone has to learn, then one has to learn from gopis. Waiting. Oh, now my Lord is coming. Now my Lord is coming. And when the Lord is coming there, they are seeing what they are seeing. They are seeing the beautiful curly hair that is covered with dust. And they are glorifying the Lord. Oh Lord, you're looking so beautiful like that. And they're saying that you come and give your darshan and we are very happy. And that gives a lot of desire to associate with you, Lord. So this is the mood of the gopis, their meditation. So they are looking at the dirt of the dust on the face of the Lord and the hair, and they're very happy. Now talking about Mother Yashoda, when Kṛṣṇa comes home, the same Kṛṣṇa when he comes home, he gets a lot of scoldings. Look at your face, full of dust, look at your hair, so much of dust, come. Remove your clothes, let's go and take bath. And Kṛṣṇa is like, no, I don't want to take bath. And then Mother is like, no, come, let's go and take bath. So look at the mood of devotees. When it comes to devotees, as Bhīṣmadeva, who is in Virya Rasa, in the chivalrous mood, in the mood of fighting, in the mood of power, this devotee is relishing Kṛṣṇa. By the way, he relishes some more things which we will discuss now. Not just Kṛṣṇa's face with curly hair and dust. That even gopis are relishing. But he goes on to the next level. So one thing is very clear, when we read Shastra, that all the devotees, their main thing is they meditate on the beautiful form of the Lord. Because that meditation, that darshan is going to deliver the devotees. For us as sadhakas, it delivers us. And for the siddhas, like them, the perfected beings, eternal associates, for them, it's the most cherished moment to take darshan of their lordships. After that, here the next thing that he's saying is, Śramavāry-alaṅkṛtāsye. Śrama-vāri. Śrama means hard work. And when someone does hard work, what comes on the face? Sweat comes on the face. And this sweat is decorating the face of Kṛṣṇa. So it is said that beautiful face of Kṛṣṇa, and there are sweat drops which are there, those are looking like the beads which are there decorating the face of Kṛṣṇa. Anything Kṛṣṇa does is beautiful. And when we sweat, people run away from us. Stinking. I don't want to be with this person. And when we sweat, we get tired. Our entire face becomes pale. But here when Kṛṣṇa sweats, it is so nice. Sweat drops are there on the face of the Lord. And it is looking very beautiful. And who is glorifying this? Bhīṣmadeva is glorifying. I'm not talking about any gopi. I'm talking about Bhīṣmadeva. He is glorifying. It means Kṛṣṇa is working really hard on the battlefield. If Kṛṣṇa is sweating, Working very hard. And what is that hard work all about? Hard work is all about, I have to make sure my devotee gets the victory. Devotee becomes victorious. That is what is the hard work that Krishna is doing. For your information, in the entire Mahabharata battle, Arjuna, only once he got sweat on his face. That too, only one drop of sweat. Or whatever 18 days battle that was there, Krishna made sure he is sweating, but he made sure that his devotee will not sweat. Only one drop of sweat. At once when it came, Krishna became violent and jumped from the chariot, and he ran towards Bhīṣma. We'll come to that in one of the verses which Bhīṣmadeva himself will glorify. So here we see that Lord is doing hard work to give pleasure to his devotees. And the vice versa also happens. Devotees do a lot of hard work to give pleasure to Krishna. They also sweat. So a Lord is sweating to give pleasure to the devotees, and devotees sweat to give pleasure to the Lord. And we see A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, in that sunny hot weather of Delhi, Srila Prabhupada is walking around with Back to Godhead magazines, sweating profusely. And at times there was sunstroke and Prabhupada just faints. For whom he is doing all this? Just to give pleasure to the Lord and the entire parampara. This is what we see, the relation of the Lord and his devotees. Devotees feel very nice and they work hard for the Lord's pleasure. And Lord feels very nice when the Lord works hard for his devotees. And here we see that the Lord is relishing this particular aspect. Yes. And another very nice thing we see is, Lord is very tensed. Lord is very tensed on the chariot. That's very difficult to imagine also. Anandamaya abhyasat. The entire form of the Lord is made up of ananda. And he becoming tensed. He is suffering. Very difficult to imagine. But he does. Only for his devotees. And we see there are so many examples. One example is this. Another example, which I remember from Krishna Leela, Bal Leela of the Lord. So when the Gopa friends, they entered the mouth of Aghasur, Shukdev Goswami, he describes, Lord was tensed for a moment thinking, what next should I do? He saw that now they are going to end their life. And he was very tensed. What next to do? And when the Brahmastra was released by Ashwatthama, and when that was coming near, out of tension, Krishna entered the womb of Uttara. He was obviously standing out on the chariot, and along with that, he entered the womb of Uttara. And our Acharyas, they comment that Krishna carried two weapons with him. One was Sudarshan Chakra. So Sudarshan Chakra was taking care of all the heat that was coming, from that Brahmastra. It was counteracting. But now the question comes, why he took the other weapon, Gada also with him, the club also with him? And the Acharyas say that our Lord was tensed. He was thinking, what if the chakra doesn't work? What if the chakra doesn't work? Maybe I'll use Gada at that time. This is called tension of the Lord. Lord takes tension for those devotees who take tension for him to serve. In this way, we see that devotees, they struggle to serve the Lord in various ways. And in this month of Kartik, we discuss about Yashoda's pastime. Yes? And we see that when it comes to Mother Yashoda, towards the end of this entire Damodar Leela pastime, when she was binding Krishna, so it is described very beautifully. Swamatuhu svinnagatraya vistrasta kabarasraja drishtva parishramam Krishna kripaya seet swabandhane. Swamatuhu, that is mother. So Krishna saw my mother. What has happened to my mother? Svinnagatraya, her entire face is filled with sweat. Her hair is disheveled. The flowers are falling down. And what is happening? She is completely tired. Parishramam is seen through all this on her face and her body. And when Krishna saw that parishram, then he showered mercy. Kripaya seet swabandhane. Then he became bound. So here we see that when it comes to Mother Yashoda, her parishram was seen, Krishna showered the mercy onto the mother and he was bound. So in this way, one thing that we have to meditate as sadhakas is, what hard work am I doing for the Lord? Yes. Many times we will see that there will be some services where literally, we will sweat. And that marathon is coming now. Yes. The word is very nice, marathon. Yes, running around. And we see devotees, they put lot of hard effort in various ways. Not just in marathon. In any preaching activity for that matter. In any activity where they're serving the Lord, we see devotees sweat. And this sweat is a sign of their offering to the Lord, their hard work which they've offered to the Lord. Therefore, always, we should see that we are at least little bit out of our comfort zone. Thoda parishram to banta hai. A little bit hard work is needed. Where we show the Lord, yes, oh Lord, we really want you. So whatever hard efforts that we put in our day-to-day life, we are actually telling the Lord. Because our hard work is nothing, no? What is that hard work going to do to the Lord? But our hard work is a sign where we are telling the Lord, oh Lord, I want you. I want you this very life. Enough of going around Brahmanda, Brahmite Kon, Bhagyavan Jeev. Now I become that Bhagyavan Jeev. Now I don't want to take any risk. I will work hard for you. I want to attain you. In this mode, a devotee works very nicely for the pleasure of the Lord. And here we see Lord is working for the devotee. Because that devotee, Arjuna, is a surrendered soul. Sharanagati, complete Sharanagati is seen when it comes to Arjuna. And what was service of Bhīṣmadeva towards the Lord? Mama niśita-śarair vibhidyamāna tvaci vilasat-kavace. So Bhīṣmadeva himself is glorifying the Lord. So these are prayers, right? So Bhīṣmadeva is glorifying. And he is saying that Mama niśita-śarair, arrows shot by me which were very sharp, they went. Now the question comes, when I was reading this, so where are these arrows coming from? Bhīṣmadeva is shooting the arrows. But he will not shoot arrows on Krishna. He's supposed to kill the Pandavas, not Krishna. But obviously, in the entire battle, when the arrows are shot at the person who is sitting on the chariot, some arrows will go to the horses also, some arrows will go to the driver also. And here our great driver, Śrī Kṛṣṇa, he is sitting and he's getting some arrows on himself. And these arrows, they're touching the body of the Lord. And it is creating wound on the body of the Lord. And not just this, the blood is coming out from those wounds. But a very nice thing that is mentioned here, Acharyas give a lot of commentary, I'll not get into that. Very esoteric commentaries are also given. You can read Prabhupada's purport. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he comments very nicely. But here, those wounds which were there, those were not giving pain to Krishna, but those were giving bliss to Krishna. So these arrows were like someone throwing lotus flowers at him. That is the feeling that the Lord gets, when his devotees are offering this service. Because now, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Bhīṣmadeva is there, and Krishna is there, and the entire battle is going on, Lord is not relishing any other rasa. Lord is relishing the virya rasa. That is the rasa of fighting. He's relishing that. And when the arrows are shot, aha, so nice. So nice. So we shouldn't get into virya rasa. We'll not relish like the Lord. Lord's mood is different. And we see that different personalities, they offer different services to the Lord, and Lord relishes that service. Externally, it might not seem like a service. Like when Gopas are pulling Krishna's hair, do you think that's service? Gopas are like chastising Krishna. All the time you do this cheating. Now when it's your time to seek, you're running away, I'll not take you to play. Now Sridham would be leading all these discussions. And Krishna would start crying. And here we see that in this pastime of the Lord, when the Gopas are doing this, they're chastising Krishna, Krishna feels very nice. They're teasing Krishna, Krishna feels very nice. When it comes to Yashoda Mai, she is shouting at Krishna. Especially in this pastime of Damodar Leela, we see she's shouting at Krishna. Vanar Bandhu. Relative of Vanar. Yes. And there are discussions where our Acharya is right. Being with Vanar, you have become like Vanar. Your activity is like Vanar. And so many different things Yashoda is saying. And that bharsana that Yashoda is giving, that chastisement that Yashoda is giving, Krishna is feeling very nice. He's accepting that as service. And when it comes to the gopis of Sri Vrindavan Dham, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Kṛṣṇa himself is saying that Vedic hymns of people around, the great sages, that doesn't please me as much as when my associates, the gopikas, when they nicely chastise me when I come late to meet them. So now externally seeing, all these devotees are scolding Krishna, but Krishna is feeling that bliss. So it's very difficult to understand what is actually a service to the Lord. Therefore, for us as sadhakas, service is given in the parampara by the authorities, that is our spiritual masters in the parampara, and we're just supposed to do that. So all these different things, in these different higher levels of rasas, we shouldn't try at home. Dangerous to health. Dangerous to devotional health. This is what is the point, that is made. So now the question comes that why are you meditating? Oh Bhīṣmadeva, why are you meditating on all this? And the last line of this shloka says that Astu Krishna Atma. Oh Lord, may my mind be completely fixed on this beautiful form of yours. In fact, in the previous shloka also, and I was just going through, it says, Vijaya Sakhe Ratir Astu Me Navadya. He is saying that, oh Lord, may my rati, may my attachment, may my mind be completely fixed onto that personality who is Vijaya Sakhe, who is the friend of Arjuna. Such a wonderful prayer. Every single stanza ends with this. That is, may my mind be completely fixed on this beautiful form of the Lord all the time. So in this way, even in this verse, he ends with that. And this is actually the Moola Vakya, I would say. What is that? Krishna Mama Atma Astu. That, oh Lord, I want this form of yours to be always there in my mind. I want to develop attachment to this form of yours. See, Bhīṣmadeva is about to leave his body. And he's praying for this attachment, to the Lord. And it's very nice. Which personality are you meditating on? I'm meditating on Vijaya Sakhe. That is Arjun's friend, Krishna, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now he's going deeper. Now it was meditation on the form. Now he talks about the Leela of Krishna in the next shloka. Everyone. Sapadi Sakhi Vacho Nishamya Madhye Nija Parayor Balayor Atham Niveshya Stitavati Para Sainikayor Akshana Ritavati Partha Sakhe Ratir Mamastu. Again, the Mool Vakya, or the Mool line in this particular stanza is Partha Sakhe Ratir Mama Astu. May my mind be completely fixed on whom? Partha Sakha. In the previous verse, he said Vijaya Sakha. Now he's saying Partha Sakha. May my mind be completely absorbed and attached to the beautiful form of Partha Sakha, Arjun's friend. Now here he could have used any words to describe the Lord, but he's saying Partha Sakha because he is relishing the mood of chivalry, the mood of fighting. And the fight is happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And who is fighting with him? He's fighting with Arjuna. Arjuna is fighting with him. And therefore, looking at Arjuna and looking at Krishna, he relates and he says that may this beautiful form of Lord, who is that Lord? Vijaya Sakha, Partha Sakha. And then he describes more. He talks about one Leela of the Lord, which all of us, we have been reading that in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, first chapter. He says, Sapadi, on the battlefield, Sakhi Vachaha. Now this Vachaha does not mean speech, it means command. On the command of my friend, command of the friend of Krishna, not my friend. Nishamya Madhye Nija Parayoho balayoho ratham niveshya. So there was a command that was given by by Arjuna to Krishna. And here we see that in the first chapter of Gita, when the battle was about to begin, we understand very clearly that when Duryodhana approached Bhīṣmadeva and he was glorifying Bhīṣmadeva, at that time the conch shells were blown. The first conch shell was blown by Bhīṣmadeva. Then all the others on the Kaurava side, they blew the conch shell. Then the party began. With all the instruments, they started beating all the drums and bugles and all that. When the description of Kauravas is mentioned, it is said tumultuous sound was there everywhere. Now after that, Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya. So Krishna blew his conch shell, Arjuna blew his conch shell, and the other 4 Pandavas, they blew their conch shell. And when they blew their conch shell, the description says that the Kauravas, when they heard the conch shell sound, their heart was shattered. And then when all this was going on, Arjuna gets a desire. Now sometimes I wonder, how did he get this desire? He says that I want to see who is there on the other side. Oh, you are not knowing? When the battle was about to begin, you are not knowing who are there on the other side. And then he is looking at the other side and then he gets into depression. Oh, my uncles are there. Oh, my teacher is there. My grandfather is there. Come on, you are not knowing or what? But here we understand, Krishna gave that desire that he wanted to go and see what's happening on the other side. Krishna gave that depression also, just so that we depressed being of this material world, we get some wisdom from the lotus mouth of Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And Arjuna, without any hesitation, he orders Krishna, Senayor ubhayor madhye ratham sthapayame achyuta yavadeshta niriksheham yodhu kaman avasthitan. They're saying, oh Krishna, oh Achyuta. And this word Achyuta is also very important. He's saying, I might be ordering you Achyuta, but don't mind. Because you will not fall from your position of Bhagavan. Oh Achyuta, take my chariot between the 2 armies. Senavayor ubhayor madhye ratham sthapayame Achyuta. And then he says, Yavad etan nirikshayam yodhu kaman avasthitan. So now if Krishna is asking, why do you want to go between the 2 armies? And he says, Yavad etan nirikshayam. I want to see who all have come to fight me. How long will you stand there? Till I observe them nicely, I'll stand there. You just take my chariot between the 2 armies. And we understand here that Krishna, taking this instruction as his life and soul, he immediately implemented the instruction of his devotee Arjuna. And another shloka which I would like to chant here. Yotsamananam aviksheham ya etetra samagatah dhartarashtrasya durbuddher yuddhe priya chikirshavah. So Arjuna is telling that I want to see Dhartarashtra Durbuddhe, the evil-minded Dhritarashtra's evil sons. I want to see them. Now, by the way, this discussion is happening where? Okay, battlefield. That is one discussion. But there is another discussion that is relayed by Sanjaya. To whom? Dhritarashtra. And what is the line that is used? Dhartarashtrasya Durbuddher. Just imagine what was Dhritarashtra feeling when evil-minded Dhritarashtra, evil-minded sons. And then Sanjaya, he tells what happened next. So this instruction was given. Evam yukto rishikesho gudakeshena bharata senayor ubhayor madhye sthapayitva rathottamam. Hearing the instruction given by Arjuna, Rath was taken between the 2 armies. And after that, now see, Rath could have been taken to anywhere. Now, middle of the entire battlefield of Kurukshetra, you can imagine any place can be the middle because both the sides' armies are there. But Krishna purposely, he takes him to a particular place. Bhīṣma drona pramuktaha sarvesham cha mahikshitam uvacha partha pashyaitan samavetan kuruniti. Purposely, Krishna takes the chariot, obviously in the middle of the 2 armies, but he takes the chariot specially to that place where Bhīṣma and Drona were standing. And then Krishna very wonderfully says that Pashyaitan, oh Arjun, look at this. And especially he's pointing to Bhīṣma, he's pointing to Drona and others who were there. And this scene is what Bhīṣmadeva talking about. When Rath was got so close to Bhīṣmadeva, that is the scene that he's remembering. When? Now when he's about to leave his body. So Bhīṣmadeva took darshan of Krishna very nicely even on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. When there was so much of hustle and bustle around, they had all that mood of fighting. Still he took darshan of the Lord very nicely, and now at the time of death, he is meditating on that beautiful form. So this also goes on to say for us, when we come in front of the Lord, we should make sure we take darshan very nicely. At the time of death, even we can recite some shlokas. Yes. That day when I got your darshan, in this devotee's particular house, this particular altar, in this particular dress, I remember, oh Lord, I remember. May that darshan be my meditation now at this point of time when I'm leaving my body. So when the instruction is given, our Śrī Kṛṣṇa, who is Bhakta Vatsal, he displays his Bhakta Vatsalya mood. He shows his Bhakta Vatsalta, that I am ready to do anything for my devotees. Now since this month of Kartik is going on and we meditate on Bal Leela of Krishna, there's one Leela that happened which shows how Krishna is ready to do any service for his devotees. Bibharti kvachit agyaptaha pīṭhakonmāna pādukam bahukshepam cha kurute svanam cha prītimāvahan. Now when the guest would come home, Mother Yashoda would instruct Krishna. Krishna, go and get Pīṭha, the wooden table on which the small table that is there to sit. Pīṭho ko mana. And Prabhupada here says, Pīṭhaka unmana, the wooden seat and the wooden measuring pot. Now wooden seat is needed when they come to sit. So before getting them inside, we have to wash their feet. So there were mugs which were there, made up of wood. So that was used to wash their feet. And now here, when Krishna is given an instruction, you know what he does? Bibharti. He goes to that table that is kept. Now he's seeing from different angles. That's heavy, he knows. He knows very well not be able to lift. And then he tries lifting it, not happening. Again, he goes to other angle and then he sees from below, he sees from the side, he touches it, he stands there looking at it, and Mother Yashoda is waiting. You can imagine, if the guest has come and you told your child, go and get the chair or table, and that child is doing all this natak. And Mother Yashoda is looking, she came and started looking at him. The guests are looking at him. Now see, it is very embarrassing moment for Krishna. You know what Krishna does? Shukadeva Goswami says, Bahuk Shepam cha kurute. He's looking at them, he's looking at the table, and then he does this. Yes, I can do it. And looking at his all the different activities, Mother Yashoda goes there. With one hand, she picks up the table. With other hand, she picks up Krishna and she gets... But one thing that is very commendable is instruction is given, Krishna is trying. At least he is not saying, oh, no, it is not possible by me or something. He is just doing it. So Krishna is teaching us when instruction is given, at least try to meditate on it. Try it at least. See from different angles. Touch it at least. Go and touch. So in this way, we see that how Krishna, he is ready to follow the instructions given by his devotees. So we saw in Sakhya Bhav, Arjuna gave instruction. Vatsalya Bhav, Mother Yashoda gave instruction. Let's discuss something on Madhurya Bhav also. Once Krishna was late to meet Srimati Radharani, as usual. And this time the Sakhis said, enough is enough. He cannot be late like this every time. And Radharani went inside. And the Sakhis were standing out. The strong Sakhi who is always there with Srimati Radharani is Lalita Sakhi. And she is the one who will always confront Krishna. And they were standing at the gate. Lalita Sakhi, Vishakha and others were there. And Krishna was trying to enter the place. And they said, you cannot go inside. Today, Radharani is not going to meet you. And Krishna said, no, you cannot do that. What did I do? Allow me to meet Srimati Radharani. What is your problem? You are late. So you will not be allowed. Please, please allow me. Tell me what am I supposed to do? I am ready to do anything. And now the Sakhis start their pranks. Okay, kneel down. Kneel down. Sit on your knees. Okay, now raise your hands. And Krishna is raising his hand. Now loudly chant, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. So we chant Krishna's holy names. And here Krishna is chanting the holy names of his devotees. And then the Sakhis are saying, hey, there are no Ashta-sattvic vikar in your body? Why no tears are flowing from your eyes? No hair standing on it? Chant nicely. Chant attentively. And Krishna is just raising his arms and Radhe. And now actually tears have started coming from his eyes. And Radharani is observing this from far. And Radharani tells us, Arey, enough. Send him. It's okay. Send him. This is called as following instruction. And our Krishna, he does that for his devotees. People who are worshipping the Lord in Aishwarya Bhav, for them, they cannot gulp this. It's always stuck in their throat. My Krishna cannot do this. Why is he doing this? No, Krishna, you don't kneel down in front of someone. Oh Lord, you are the great personality. Because they are the ones in Aishwarya Bhav. They can just see the Lord in that Aishwarya with 4 hands, Shankh, Chakra, Gada, Padma, sitting with Lakshmi Devi and receiving service from everyone and not seeing the Lord doing service. But when it comes to Krishna Leela, Krishna has proved that his sweetness takes over the opulence of his own. And the devotees who are there, once they have attained Krishna, they get this luxury of tasting the sweetness of the Lord through his wonderful pastimes. This is the beautiful thing that we can see here. And Bhīṣmadeva on the bed of arrows. Now see, it's a very important thing to note that bed of arrows will not be like bed of roses. It's painful. But since he was looking at Krishna and Krishna was glancing at him, the pain was removed. When I was giving the class on the first 2 shlokas, I made this point that if we don't attain this state of having darshan of the Lord in our meditation at least, we're going to have tough time at the time of death. We will also be lying on the bed of arrows. Maybe others cannot see those arrows, but we can see because the pain is going to be subtle, not gross. Therefore, every single day that we get to do sadhana is a day given to us so that we get closer to the Lord with our intense meditation, intense devotional service. And everywhere we see this, when it comes to Bhīṣmadeva, he is meditating on that pastime which he has seen. And when Shukadeva Goswami is describing all this, he is giving us the opportunity to see this pastimes through our ears. And when Shukadeva Goswami is describing this, and when a devotee hears that attentively, it makes a strong impression on the mind. And that impression is what is going to remain with us. And these impressions are the ones which we can meditate on in the fag end of our life. Forget about fag end. When we are tense, just sit and just meditate on these different pastimes which are there. At least remember various details of that. And here Bhīṣmadeva is remembering that pastime and he is glorifying. Which pastime? He is remembering that how my Lord, because Bhīṣmadeva is in Dasya Bhav, and he is more of in worshipping the Lord in Aishwarya mode. And he is saying, my Lord has become chariot driver. And not just that, he has been instructed by his friend. Dhananjaya is instructing him. Partha is instructing him. And my Lord is just carrying out that instruction. This Leela is what Bhīṣmadeva is meditating on. And the next thing that he says is, Lord is impartial. He says, Stitavati para sainika ayuhu akshna ritavati. So now see, when the chariot was taken between the two armies, Arjuna saw all the personalities standing in front, and by seeing them, he went into depression. Now when Krishna saw all of them, so Arjuna saw for sure, Krishna also saw all of them. And when Krishna saw all of them, what happened? Here it is said, when he saw Parasainika, when he saw the Sainika of the other party, Ayuhu, their Ayu was reduced. So when Arjuna saw others, he went into depression, as if his Ayu is reducing. But when Krishna saw them, he reduced their Ayu. How? But just by Akshana, by looking over them. So Ayu, Ritavati, this is the word that is used. Duration of life was diminished. Now, here comes the question. Krishna says that I am Sama to everyone, I am equal to everyone. Why is he reducing Ayu of these people? Why is he reducing lifespan of these people? He should shower mercy onto them. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one of our Acharya, he gives clarity on this. He says, when Krishna glanced on these people, their prarabdha karma was reduced. The reactions which were pending, those were reduced. And now they were purified and they were becoming eligible to attain the eternal abode of the Lord. So the mercy on Arjuna was protecting Arjuna. And mercy on the Parasainika was killing them. This is called as Krishna's sama mood, equipoised mood or equal mood towards everyone. And it is his mercy. Some places Krishna beats someone, that is his mercy. Some places Krishna embraces someone, that is his mercy. Some places Krishna places his hand on his devotee, that is also his mercy. And at every place, this mercy is showered onto all the people who approach Krishna. So now when it comes to us, then we can also think, maybe I'll also become Parasainika. I'll also become Parasainika. Okay, I'll also receive mercy of the Lord. Why can't we do this? We can do, no, we'll also receive mercy. What is the problem?
There's no love for the Lord.
Okay. Yes, this is the point that is there. Anukulena Krishna is there, but along with that, Anushilanam is the most important word here in our context. What we have been asked to do, that is what we are supposed to do. No extra smartness, over smartness. Also, Sainikas are getting delivered. I can also get delivered. Only thing I have to do is go and then do something with the deity. Yes. And the deity will manifest and kill me. And then I'll be delivered. This is stupidity. And also, when it comes to becoming atheist in this world, we have to become atheist like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Kansa and all of them. But atheists in this world are like Machar as of now. Mosquitoes. Krishna will say, to kill Machar, I need not come. My devotees are enough. One Prabhupada is enough. We'll just say, you rascal, just shut your mouth. You fool. And all the atheism will come down. In this way, we see that when it comes to the Lord, He is glancing at all these personalities and He is showering His mercy in various ways. And look at the mood of Bhīṣmadeva, so amazing. He is meditating on these pastimes. First thing that he does is he meditates on the form of the Lord, and his entire attention is at the glittering yellow dhoti of Krishna. The second thing that we see here is he is meditating on the face of the Lord, and he's seeing the curly hair which has got dust coming from the hoofs of the horses, and he's meditating on that. Then he sees the body of the Lord, and then he sees, aha, look at my service. I have shot arrows, they have gone and pierced the body of the Lord. Look at the blood. Oh, amazing. See, when it comes to devotees of different rasas, they relish different things. When it comes to the gopis, they are sitting at home and they are feeling the pain. And you know what is the pain? Shilatranan kurai sidati tinaha kalilata manaha kanta gacchati. So gopis are saying, oh Lord, we cannot imagine. We cannot imagine you walking in the forest. These cows are walking. These cows are eating grasses. Now they'll not eat full grass. They'll eat, and when they eat half the grass, the rest of it becomes sharp. And oh Lord, when you step on it, your soft lotus feet, when that steps on it, oh Lord, our hearts are breaking. And here look at Bhīṣmadeva. Aha, so nice. So nice. The wounds on the body looking so nice. So therefore we understand that the last point which I would like to make for today. Every devotee renders some service to the Lord, and the Lord relishes that particular service. So there is no question of comparison that is there. Oh, that service is great. This service is great. Actually, it depends on the Lord which service is good for him. And he relishes each and every service that is done by his devotees. The service that the gopis do is they glance on the Lord. And Uddhav is saying this, that when the gopis are glancing on the Lord is receiving that glance as showers of flowers. That's the service that they are offering. And the gopas are offering a different service altogether. They're teasing Krishna. Mother Yashoda is offering a different service by chastising him. And here Bhīṣmadeva is offering a different service which doesn't seem like a service. Shooting arrows at the body of the Lord, and the blood is oozing out from the body of the Lord. And our Acharya is, one of our Acharya, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he writes that Bhīṣmadeva's arrows actually didn't hit directly Krishna, slightly touched Krishna's body. Now they are also in their own mood. They cannot see Krishna's body wounded. So slightly touched the body, and there were some marks which were there. So in this way, he's meditating on the form of the Lord, and then he meditates on the pastime of the Lord, highlighting that how Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. How Krishna is following the instruction of his devotee, Arjuna. And how Arjuna is glancing on the Parasainika, and how Krishna is glancing on Parasainika, but both the glances are different. One glance is of depression, another glance is of deliverance. So this is the mood of Bhīṣmadeva, not sitting on a couch in the palace. This is the mood of Bhīṣmadeva when he is going through the pain, being on the bed of arrows. And therefore, every devotee, when the devotee is hearing Krishna Katha, somehow these different pastimes, these different forms, these different descriptions should make a strong impression on our mind. And those impressions are going to serve as the meditation during our last phase of our life. So in this month of Kartik, especially the last 5 days of Bhīṣma Panchak, very, very important to intensify our devotional service. More chanting, more reading, more hearing, as much as possible. And these should be attentively done, so that, like Bhīṣmadeva, we also get these impressions strong, and we will also be able to meditate. And he'll be able to give up our body meditating on that feature of the Lord which we are attracted to. Thank you very much. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Bhīṣmadeva ki Jai. Bhīṣma Panchak ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Any questions?